This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Potsy and Tino on the Potsy and Tino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pants Network brings to you its tag team champions of the world, the Road Dogg Tino Gray, the badass Rob Potsy Pochak. That's right, the New Age Outlaws, the Potsy and Tino Show. Our theme song, as always, is brought to you by Adam's House Cats. It's brought to you. God.
You're cut off.
I might be. It's good.
The Potsy and Tino Show.
Good.
So thank you to Adam's House Cats.
There you go.
For the wrestling song. That's our theme song, ladies and gentlemen. You buy it on iTunes for 99 cents, $9.99. Rob's had a few already. So it's gonna be interesting. To the point where it's funny. So Rob texts me while I'm driving. I can't really text back when I'm driving, so I'm like, he'll figure it out when I get here. But I'm like literally putting the key in his door to unlock it, and my phone starts ringing. He's calling me, so I don't even hang up. I just open the door and it's ringing. He just busts out laughing.
I bust out laughing as the door opened up, and I'm like, "Hey!" And you can hear it through the phone and everything. But yeah. Anyways, lots of fun stuff. But Tino, we always start the show with I hit it. It didn't do it. But
now my favorite is this. How I know you were drunk because I'm watching you trying to put in your email address and I'm looking at it. It already says hi Rob. I'm like, he's putting it in. It's like no. Then he goes. I said it says hi Rob. He's like, shut up. And he started putting in his password and it won't go in. I'm like, Rob,
you know what I think it was?
Why don't you click the box where it says show password so you can see what you're typing? And he's still fucking up twice. We've been laughing. We've been laughing.
Listening to you, you're like,
it's so funny.
Like
I got to giggle today. Man.
Go ahead, man. But
it's just before we were fucking laughing for you.
This show is the Tino and Rob show, so go ahead.
Yeah, right now it is. So, but I was telling him, I guess he heard me when I pulled up. I was in the car talking to my father-in-law because so my sister's a nurse, RN, and my father-in-law is a nurse anesthetist. So between the two of them, anything medical, we call them. So I was telling Rob earlier this week, actually it's been for the past 2 weeks, whenever I would eat something like it was cold, I was like, fuck. And so I'm like, fuck. And then it would go away. I'm like, fuck. So day before yesterday, it started hurting a little more. I'm like, fuck, that's probably a cavity. I know it's something.
So you got to get it checked out.
I got to get a feeling. So I went to the dentist and I had a crown. This is my crown. I had she's just like 2017, 2018 has been 5 years. The sealant or whatever is starting to deteriorate, I guess. And so now, that's what's happening. So stuff can get in there. So he's you're going to get a new crown. I'm like, fuck. But then they're like, well, after 5 years, insurance will cover you. Need like $1,000. I'm like, all right, sweet. But what I forgot is like earlier, I think this year, last year, I had another crown here. So it canceled it out. So now it's going to be like $2,000. He said, but your insurance kicks over in January. And then it'll be, instead of $2,000, the insurance will pay, $1,000 of it. So you only pay $1,000. I'm like, all right, that's cool. But now I got to deal with, popping ibuprofen every day to try to keep that pain down. So I was calling my father-in-law, like, dude, how much ibuprofen can I take a day? He goes, I take shit every day. He goes, what are you taking? And I told him, oh yeah, usually you can take double what you're taking now and be okay before it affects you. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I really only take it when it starts hurting. So I'm taking it in the morning, then I take it at night before I go to bed. So I'm taking it ibuprofen twice a day. But I'll be damned if I'm paying $2,000. I got 2 months. I'm gonna hold out as much as I can.
You got to. But I'm gonna tell you right now, like
when I came in, you had Tylenol right there. I'm like, take a couple.
You can have some Tylenol.
I already did.
Yeah. Oh, you took so much.
When you were laughing at me, you were laughing. I was like, "Oh, you're Tylenol."
But by the way, those are like 800
Yeah, I saw
milligrams. So you just took like 1,600 milligrams of
shit.
Tylenol. Yeah. That
I'll feel good for tonight. Then
you should be all right.
yeah.
And that's just it. Those are like the I think they're the Tylenol for
yeah, I just looked. It said pain reliever or something.
it wasn't. It's not just pain relieving. It's for like oh God, what is it like? I don't know, but I mean it's like 1,600 milligrams. Like 2 pills is like twice as much as like the most you can get. Like so like what they're telling you that you need for your ibuprofen is like
that thing that I take is like 200 per pill or something like that.
yeah.
I think I read that about 650.
Those are 650.
I didn't realize that's why I popped 3 of them. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
I'm OD.
Yeah, that's because it's for like like when your arm doesn't work and shit. Like,
well, I'm waiting for my father-in-law to get some. Like I said, he's nurse anesthetist. He's got some good shit. So I'm like,
I mean, those are good.
That's gonna be good. We'll find out. Like I said, we'll see. Probably as the show go on, I'll be like,
no. So like I've taken those before the show, and like not like tonight where apparently I'm like. I think it's because I watched the new Marvels movie. I watched the new movie, and they don't want me to say anything about it, and that's why I'm like, I'm all over the place. So,
and then,
what else is going on?
So been working the tooth thing, going to Hickory Saturday.
How's it feel right now?
I just took it, so I was chewing gum earlier, and that's why it hurt. So I'm like, I took the ibuprofen, so.
Gotcha.
I might lose weight, so I probably won't be able to eat. Like I said, so I usually have a pretty high tolerance of pain. It's annoying. It doesn't hurt. It's just you get that dull.
You get the like
dull and you feel it.
Yeah.
So I popped the ibuprofen.
Yeah, gotcha.
But now I was chewing that gum, and I'm like, no, we don't need to chew gum. So.
I believe that.
But I'm with that. So this weekend. This weekend, Matthews, ASU. So if they win this weekend, they're in Charlotte. If they win, they go to the playoffs, which is next weekend, again in Charlotte, which I took next Saturday off, so I'm going to that. They win that, then they go to nationals in Orlando, the big one, the national championship, and I think they leave December 2nd. They'll be going that whole week. So
I'll take time off for that. Let's go.
So I was like, let's go.
Let's go.
I was like, damn it, because I got gigs. But I might go for a little bit and then fly back. Because I can work anywhere because I work from home. But it's the gigs I got that weekend. So if I go back, so the second that weekend I don't have gigs. I have gigs the following weekend. I don't know how long they're going to be. So either I'll go or I'll be a bachelor for a week.
Well, like I said, if you're going, I'll go.
All right. So yeah. So
fuck it. Let's fucking roll, bro.
So that's the exciting thing that's going on.
Nice.
Yeah. So not this weekend, but next weekend I'll be in Charlotte to watch him play. I think he's out of school tomorrow, so either tomorrow or maybe Sunday when I get back from Hickory. I'm gonna take him to boxcar. He's never been to boxcar. I think he'll enjoy that.
Interesting. So I did the NC Comic Con.
Yeah. How'd that go?
This past weekend, and it was good. Like it was a show where just so everybody knows, it did not have a standard artist alley, right? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't something where like random artists could just buy like a table and like promote their stuff.
Sorry.
Shane gave that to me. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell everybody what it is.
Is it Hotchland Hellas?
Here. We'll show it. It's
actually pretty good. I don't know. Where else?
Hochland Hells.
Where did you get
that? He got it at it says right there.
Appalachian Brewer, so you can't get it around here.
Correct. You might be able to get it around here, but you might have to actually contact them to try to get it here.
That's good.
But yeah, it's a really
That's
good
good.
beer. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You're fine. So this weekend, Keen Spot, actually, myself, Troy, our buddy Billy, we were all at NC Comic Con, and dude, we had a blast. Like, it was awesome.
Did Billy? No, the Mark. Was it Mark was going to go, or was it Billy?
No, Mark didn't end up making it,
Okay.
which is weird because I had a pass for him. Called it like it. We kept back and forthing on the phone, and we never got in touch with each other. And it was like, if dude shows up, all he's got to do is call me. I'll let him into the convention, and he never made it. But I mean,
how'd your panels go?
Really good.
The second day is one of the more interesting. Was it so you want to be that one go?
So well, the first one was just a horror movie panel, and like all about like your favorite horror movies and everything.
Did you get your favorite horror movie line? Did they ask you? Did you get that question in?
Oh, I threw it in there anyway. Like he just it's my favorite two lines from horror movies ever are good, bad, I'm the guy with the gun.
We talked about that last week, yeah.
And then the other one is, it's okay, guys, he just wants his machete back.
Yeah, I remember that one.
So I absolutely threw that in there. And it was funny because like everybody starts laughing. The really weird thing about the panel was like, there's like 7 people on this horror panel, right? And I look at the guy next to me, and I like nudge him in the side, and I point. And when you look out, so there's like 45 people at the panel sitting there asking us questions and whatever and talking to us. But when you look at the second deck, it's Pennywise.
Nice.
And he's got a balloon.
Nice.
And I literally just like nudged the guy next to me, and I'm like, "Did you see that?" And he goes, "Fuck, dude." That's all he says. He goes, "Fuck, dude." And then the girl next to him, apparently those two like run their own podcast. She sits there and she goes, "I didn't even see that dude up there." And he's sitting there going,
"Nope."
And we're all like, No. We need to end this shit like as soon as like
Nope.
Because I mean he was like fully decked out like nope. Let's get done with this. But the second panel, the one you're talking about, which was, are you sure you want to get into comics? There was a dude, his name's Timmy. He is a writer.
Check your.
Oh yeah. We no, you're right. We haven't been looking. Hey Jolo, we haven't seen you in a while. I don't know if you want to lean in and take a look, but it says, "What's up, guys? Migraines. Careful, Tino. That's how mine started. Then I got bad infection."
He's talking about.
Oh, he's talking about your teeth. Yeah. But anyway, like when I was on the second panel, I had to keep bringing it back to hey, here's the thing. You guys might think this is easy, but here's where we have an issue. But there was a really good, and his name's Timmy. I don't know what his last name is. I unfortunately, but he writes for Archie Comics.
Okay.
And he was on the panel, and he was like, "My experience is different than Rob's, and the reason why is because I work for hire, which means Archie pays me to write the story, and then we go from there. So his experience was different than mine and Troy's, but at the same time, like, he was like, yeah, most of the time it's like this. Most of the time it's like this. So it was quite interesting. And then that panel got hijacked by some dude that just wanted to go, so have you ever watched a show called, and immediately after this random dude in the audience, I mean, like, there's 4 minutes to go in the panel, this dude starts asking questions. I look over at the other two people and I go, is this when we get up and we just leave? And Timmy goes, absolutely. And I was like, it's been great talking with everybody. And I just, like, while the dude is still asking, like, talking about whatever and asking, I just got up and I'm like, I know he's got to hit his, he's got to get to his Uber and everything else. We're at A409. Come on out. Come see. And I just got up and I walked away. And this dude sat there and talked to one of the other guys on the panel for like 20 minutes. And I was like, wait, what?
Nope.
What? Anyways. So that's really what happened. Ready to talk about pro wrestling?
That's all something. All right, yeah. So what are we going to start with?
Wherever you want to go, bro.
You pick first.
No. You tell me.
What? Yeah, which one had more? Which one didn't have? I guess WWE wasn't.
I mean, WWE had their pay-per-view, so I mean, we could we could start with the PLE.
That was the
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel. All right.
Crown Jewel.
So, what do you want to talk about? Crown Jewel results. I'm looking it up while you think.
No, it's folks in the audience. Go ahead and like talk about this as much as you want, but I mean, like, let's be real. Logan Paul.
Yeah. You see, I don't know if you. Did I send it to you? I'd seen it. I think you sent it to me about how he saved Rey Mysterio from breaking his neck. I was like, holy.
Well, first of all, let's talk about how he actually won the United States Championship. But when we actually break the kayfabe a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. Storyline-wise, he was probably a little out of place. But when Rey Mysterio did a backflip that would have caused him to land directly on his head, Logan Paul risked his recently repaired ACL injury on Rey Mysterio, caught him, and actually saved the match. And Tino, I a lot of people don't realize this, but Logan Paul's dad is a AWA wrestler.
Oh, didn't know that.
He was a tag team champion in the AWA. So when you see Logan Paul actually wanting to be a pro wrestler, I kind of get the feeling that it's because he wants to do what his dad did, right? Just like The Rock, just like anybody else who sits there and is like, I really want to like do this for what I was, what my family lineage was. The interesting thing about that is that, like, when you see like a match like this, was he out of place? The answer is probably yes. But does that mean that what he did isn't any less impressive?
No.
And
Yeah, man, he's still rookie. He hadn't been wrestling that long. You've only wrestled a few matches, and I don't know whether it be instincts or what it was. He still got something. You know what I'm saying? He was quick enough, and his instincts were good enough to realize, oh shit,
something's not good.
yeah.
Yes. And the way that, I mean, like, if you just looked at how Ray was coming down.
He's coming down on top of his head. And like he was going to break his neck.
Now, I saw the Stevie Richards video. Do I believe that he would have broken his neck?
Well, probably not, but he would have hurt himself real bad.
Correct. And he would have given himself a stinger. He would have done, like, Ray is a professional enough to where if he knew I'm coming down like this, he's gonna cock his head one way or another.
Yeah, but accidents still happen. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're absolutely
like
right.
Big E thing. Big E was a wrestler, had instincts, and he's still on that with a broken neck.
Well, a lot of people don't remember that Rey Mysterio was one of the people in the ring when a person did die in the ring, right? So, but when it comes to he himself, I do believe he would have turned his neck. But when he saw how the other person was trying to protect him, he was like, okay, I think we're good, right? And I think that's legitimately because how he was coming down and how the other person caught him.
Yeah.
Right? Which doesn't happen often.
No.
Normally, someone coming down like that, you see it and suddenly you see like that and you're like,
he did.
Did they just break his neck? And not only do you think, did he just break his neck or whatever, you start suddenly like rewatching it and whatever and trying to see whether or not it could have been saved or fixed or whatever. So the fact that Logan did take that into account and everything, I'm blown away.
Yeah, that impressed me.
I really was impressed by that. And on top of that, obviously, he was meant to win the United States Championship, which I've already said is a consolation prize for LA Knight. WrestleMania, maybe Royal Rumble, LA Knight beats Logan Paul for that.
So we started off with Sammy and Bobblehead, which was actually a good match.
Any match with Sammy is going to be a good match.
So then we had Solo and Cena, which
was also a good match.
I didn't think so. I knew Solo would probably look strong, but that bitch looked dominant in that match. That reminded me of the Brock Cena match.
The one thing I didn't like about it was that Cena got up and Cena walked himself out. I would have liked, and I don't know about you, Tino. Maybe you'd agree with me on this. But I would have liked if he was taken out on a stretcher and he just did this.
Like Mick Foley.
Just raised his thumb.
That was Mick Foley did.
Did he do that?
Remember when he went out and I don't know what match it was. He's been in so many matches when he's been rolled out on the fucking stretcher. But there's one match where you thought he was dead and he just on the mat and he was grinning.
Well, remember, Mick Foley sat there like when it came to the when it came to the Hell in a Cell match, he flat out sat there and looked at the guy next to him and said, have I already been out on a stretcher once tonight? And they were like, yes. And he goes, then I'm not going out on a stretcher again. He
gave him the thumbs up.
But I mean, that's how cool Mick Foley was. He was like, did I go out once on a stretcher? Yes. Then I'm not doing it again.
So that was Rhodes and Damien. Rhodes and Priest.
Rhodes wins.
Yeah, we knew.
I guess it was solid. It was all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ray. We are talking Ray and Logan. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Raquel, Shayna, and Zoe.
I guessed that. I said Rhea was gonna win.
But I was thinking Zoe was gonna win, and she would have won. It obviously, they hadn't cheated. But
what did they do?
The next night she won the Royal Rumble.
Or
not the Royal Rumble, but the Battle Royal.
She won the Battle Royal to determine the So
I was close. I thought Zoe was going to win the championship.
But did you see how they brought Mommy out? They had an entire.
It was cool.
And dude, when she came out, I was like, what did they do? Like, because I was watching it.
That was a WrestleMania entrance.
And I was like, what are they doing right here? And then all of a sudden, you saw her walk out and she did the stomp like she always does. And I was like, they basically just sat there and said, she's your mommy to everybody in this entire building, because they literally had just random people that looked like they were the prince of Saudi Arabia just sitting there looking and being like, and then Mommy walked out and I was like, she's all their mommies.
They kept coming.
There was 30 of them. And I was like, she just showed she's their mommy. I was like,
that was an awesome entrance.
I was like, it doesn't need special effects. It doesn't need the explosions. It's literally we're all walking out here because we know who our mommy is. And I was like, holy shit.
It was awesome.
It was great. Absolutely.
Io and Bianca, which they said that they thought that old girl was coming back, and she did. Now, my question, also, Io retained because of Kairi Sane. But what I'm wondering is they had that Io and Bailey kind of tension already going on.
I mean, Io was upset that Bailey was trying to help her.
But then when Io and she realized it was Kairi, and Kairi got in the ring and they were hugging each other, and Bailey was like, what the fuck? And then Io just fucking leaves with Kairi. I'm like, oh shit.
Well, Michael Cole specifically said
Bailey's the one that put Kairi out. The last time we saw Kairi, it was Bailey that put her out.
Yes, sir. And that made me go, huh.
Yeah.
That's all you can do, because you really don't know anything else. Yeah. It's just, huh. So you're absolutely right.
Seth and Drew. Was it a mistake to keep it on Seth? Because where does Drew go from here? Because even after the match, Mommy came up to him and goes, she's like, kind of like, told you.
She just was like, man, told you. So what do you think?
I think if we've been talking about either Damian leaving, I think Drew, if he doesn't join Judgment Day, he has a close association with Judgment Day, which might lead to Priest going face. I don't know.
If I were booking this, not if I were a betting man.
Okay.
So if I were a betting man, I would probably follow your line of thinking here. If I were the booker, the way that I would do it is I would have Drew go after all of the Judgment Day people. And I would have him beat them down as if he were a baby face. But every time a baby face like Sami Zayn was like, hey, do you need help? I would just knock them out backstage and I would have Drew do it. Because right now, Drew is not babyface.
He's a tweener.
He's not heel. But they really haven't established it, like who his friends are.
Yeah, he's Lone Wolf. He's a Stone Cold right now.
But he's not even.
But not Stone Cold like Stone Cold. I'm saying
But
Stone Cold
yes.
didn't associate with anybody.
But yes, you're 100% with me on this. And I would legitimately have him like not beat up Sammy, not beat up the bad guys, not do any of that. But like when the match was happening, have him totally take down the Judgment Day or whatever, and literally make himself look like he's in between.
Okay.
And
yeah.
And I'm totally fine with that. I think
what's the end game? What does he end up? Does he end up going heel? Or does he end up going? You know what I mean? I agree with you to a point that that's going to get old. He's going to have to pick a side.
So to your point, that really is dependent upon whether or not he signs a contract.
Right.
And his contract is up before Mania, which how is that a possibility?
Yeah.
Like you and I talk about wrestling on a weekly fucking basis.
He's gonna be a hot.
How in the fuck is Drew McIntyre's contract up before WrestleMania? Like, if it was up at Royal Rumble, that's one thing. But they're like, everything you hear is, it's right before WrestleMania. What the fuck, man? Like, how do you feel about that?
It's stupid.
Like,
it's stupid.
Like who does it?
They should at least sound him to WrestleMania.
Now, granted, WWE is normally really, really good.
I don't think he's going to do the handshake deal again, though. Remember, then before his contract was up, but he still was working on
I don't know, man. That WrestleMania payday. That WrestleMania payday is going to be better than like what he gets for an entire year. And that's that. So that's what I was getting ready to say is that like if your contract is up in March and WrestleMania is the first weekend of April, and you're Drew McIntyre, you're gonna take. You're gonna sit there and go, "Hey, tell you what, we haven't worked out a deal yet. Make sure I get a good spot, and I will play it out through WrestleMania, and then from there, I just like night after Mania, I'm gone. Who knows? Like whatever." Because look at Adam Cole. Adam Cole did War Games.
Yeah, he did.
And he didn't have to. And they even said, and if you remember, that was during that whole, like, Vince McMahon sitting there going, hey, we really want you to just be a manager that cuts your hair. And you could be Robbie E for all we know. Like, you could be Robert Stone. You could be Robert Stone. And he was like, no. I'll do the War Games, and I'll finish out my contract, and you guys will pay me.
And then fuck you.
And then 3 days later, motherfucker showed up on a goddamn AEW pay-per-view after Bryan Danielson. Remember that. Like, they both showed up on the same goddamn pay-per-view. Pardon my language, but yeah.
True that. So and then we had Reigns and LA Knight. Now, did I send you that thing on TikTok about the theory of why Roman's matches are ending the same, and because the bloodline is because now
I don't think so. So go ahead.
it's just a theory of someone on TikTok. A gentleman was saying like everybody's getting pissed off and tired of the same Roman Reigns match with the people interfering, but they're like he was head of the table, and now because he's been at 3 years. Now it's survival mode. Now if I don't have this belt, I'm not head of the table. So now he's in survival panic mode. So that's why you're seeing the bloodline helping him keep a tight hold on that belt.
So I haven't seen that.
I thought I sent it to you.
I have heard something similar.
Mm-hmm.
My feelings on it are WWE is in panic mode. They really
and they're saying that LA Knights is done. I don't see that either. They're like, oh, he said the end of his.
No, they might have done that to him. They may have.
Well, they have done it to him, but it wasn't anything he did.
Correct. So look at Sami Zayn in February.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn in February. How over was Sami Zayn?
He should have won that title.
Should he have been in the main event at WrestleMania? Right?
Mm.
We sat there, we talked about how, yes, Sami Zayn should have been in that main event at WrestleMania. When you hear people saying, oh, we think LA Knight has hit his popularity peak.
He hasn't.
And then he loses to the world champion.
That's what I'm saying. They did it.
There is a possibility he did hit his peak, but they missed out on what his true peak was going to be, right? And this all, folks,
because they won't fucking Roman hold that belt to Mania.
This all goes back to the statement that I made last week, which is they are afraid.
No, they want that payoff, the Cody payoff at WrestleMania.
Agreed. But are they not afraid at this point?
Yeah. And I even said last week, there's nothing Roman's already not defending the title on a regular basis.
Correct.
If they want Roman, if they're so the dick so hard for Roman and Cody at WrestleMania, let him lose. It's not like he can't get the belt back at a Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? He can let him lose his belt, give him his time off. I mean, he's whether I'm tired of him or not, this bitch, he has been the fucking face carrying that company for 3 years, right?
His 54 defenses compared to Hogan's 460 defenses.
But you gotta, but even I hated to admit it, but you said it started a bloodline. Roman and that bloodline, they carry SmackDown. He's carried it for 3 years, whether I like it or not.
And let's be real.
Let him and give him his break for a couple of months. Let him lose the title. Give him his break. They do it with Brock all the fucking time. Give him his break, and he can come back and get it at Royal Rumble, and still have that belt in time for Mania to face Cody. It would not have hurt him to lose that belt to LA Knight.
So my question to you is this: right now, how many people are ahead of him?
Don't forget check comments.
No, I don't see anything in the comments.
How many people are what?
How many people are ahead of him?
Ahead of who?
Roman.
As far as what do you mean ahead of him?
The greatest world champion of all time in WWE.
Bruno. You mean greatest or longest?
Longest.
Bruno, Hogan, and was it Punk or Cena? I can't remember.
No. You're missing one. You're missing one.
Bruno, Hogan, Punk, Cena.
Look it up. And folks, I'm glad Tino is missing this. I want Tino to look it up.
Is it Edge?
No.
Longest. What am I looking at? Longest
WWE title, world title reigns.
world.
I want him to see this because somebody's missed.
Bruno Backlund?
Oh! What was that name?
I'm looking at the 10 longest reigning champions.
Here we go.
Hulk Hogan is at number 10 at 364 days.
Go from number 1 down because Roman now is close.
So 1 is Bruno.
How much?
2,803 days.
Okay. Is Roman going to beat that?
What is he at now?
1,100.
No.
Okay.
Backlund at 2,135 days. I didn't even realize that. Shit. Hogan is 1474. I think he's beat Hogan.
And then
Bruno Sammartino is 1237. He's back
for
again.
his second.
Yeah.
Right. Now
Pedro Morales is 1,027 days.
Well, but you're missing Roman in there.
No, I'm going. I don't think he's on this list. CM Punk.
But Roman's at like 1,100 at this point, right?
Yeah.
So you said Backlund's number 2 is what? 1,200?
No. Backlund.
No. I'm sorry. Bruno's second.
Yeah, Bruno. So Backlund was 2,135 days. Bruno's second one is 1,237. So he's beat Bruno's second.
So here's
beat Hogan.
Here's why. Well, no. The 1,474 is the one that keeps getting mentioned
because it's Hogan.
Because it's Hogan.
Why or what?
So here's the interesting thing.
Backlund surprised me. Damn, I didn't realize he held it that damn.
2,100 days. Dude, that is like 7 fucking years.
Well, what was Bruno's first one? It was
like 8.5 years.
2,803.
So 9 years. My point to you is that at Crown Jewel, Michael Cole pointed out specifically that Roman Reigns has Hogan and Bruno.
Bruno's second reign, though.
He left out
Backlund
completely. And
he's not close to Backlund yet, though.
No. But here's the thing. He mentioned Hogan at 1,400 and Bruno at
12, whatever that was.
2,800 or whatever it was.
Right. Yeah.
2,803 days. Holy fucking shit. Like, do you want to put that into the math machine and just see, like, divide it out by 365 and see how many years that is?
2803. 2803.
I'll do it real quick. I don't give a fuck.
Yes, yeah. It's over 7 years.
7.679 years. Jesus Christ. But Backlund was also like 6.5 years.
Yeah.
And the WWE just has like completely forgotten him.
I don't think he's done anything wrong. Usually, but like
he's a weird cat. Like he tried to. He did a presidential thing or whatever.
The suspenders and bow tie.
He definitely did that, but he's a weird motherfucker. Like, let's be real. But for the WWE to completely get him during this run, something happened.
Yeah.
And all I'll say is this, is that like otherwise Roman right now is number 4.
I give him that, yeah.
Like because by the time WrestleMania rolls around, he will be Bruno's second longest reign. So he really will be number 3 on that list. It'll be, well, number 4. Bruno, Hogan, or Bruno, Backlund, Hogan, Roman. Like, that's legitimately where he will be. I look at this and I'm legitimately wondering and scared as to why they would ever want to get rid of Backlund off of this list.
Yeah.
And at the same time, so this is my feelings on it. You ready for it? We look at Bruno and we go 2803. We know that is like never going to be beat, right? And there's no reason it should ever be beat because the wrestling world was different back then.
Yeah.
The reason why we leave Backlund out, this is my feelings on this. This is a true theory here. Is because, okay, we have that. And then we look at Hogan as the current history, right?
Okay.
So Backlund is right below Sammartino.
Right.
So Roman really is just going after Hogan. So he's not going after Backlund.
Yeah.
So if he gets close to that 1474, we're going to start talking about that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's got a chance to get into that 1474?
Triple H is scared to take the belt off him. Yes. At this rate, I think they're going to try to let him hold that belt to WrestleMania.
And, well, WrestleMania won't give him 1474.
Where's he at now?
I don't know. We can look it up.
Roman, yeah, you can.
I hate when it takes forever. That's what my sister just said.
What?
My sister just sent me a message that said, "Oh, I hate when it takes forever about certain things." Oh, Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. List of champions. It didn't say.
Oh, okay. I'll try to look it up at the same time.
Oh wait, somebody's gonna keep talking.
Well, you're right. Roman Reigns title total days. 1166 plus is where we are. I don't know when that. It's not letting me click on it to tell me when it actually started. So I'm trying to find. But 1166.
Okay.
So just in thinking about trying to get that 1474, another 365 days on that, which would be another year.
Yeah, so it'd be November, pushing November.
Would be pushing November of next year.
Yeah.
So my question to you, and my question to the audience out there, obviously we have multiple people actually watching.
I sent you something with Busted Open because I know you like Busted Open. When Bully Ray was talking about the title reign, did you watch it? Because I don't remember what the fuck he said.
I probably listened to it and watched it anyway. But my question to you right now, here today, is knowing that Triple H really likes these long title reigns, Is it possible that Roman Reigns retains at WrestleMania and goes on to all the way to Survivor Series just to get what Michael Cole was saying, the second longest reign, even though we know it's now the third longest reign?
Nah.
What happens?
Cody beats him at Mania.
Cody. How does Cody get there? Because Cody's on Raw.
Dude, this is November. That's April.
How does Cody get there?
He'll either win the Royal Rumble and get to choose who is
champion. Come on, bro.
He'll win the Royal Rumble.
He's winning the Royal Rumble.
Or they can do another trade, because if you look at it, if LA Knight couldn't get the belt off of Roman, why not move LA Knight to Raw? Why not switch it up? Because when did they do the shake up, whatever, the
shake up
draft? And when did
the shake up?
Well, the draft's after Mania. So
no, you're right. You're right. They could do it 2 weeks before Mania. Who knows? But let's be real.
I still like the fact that they should have put that fucking Money in the Bank up between him and Damian. That would have been an easy fix too.
You and I talked about this.
That'd have been an easy fix.
We already said that if LA Knight had won the Money in the Bank, he'd have been able to take the title from Seth. And that would have let Cody sit there, be the one that gets traded to Raw instead of Kevin Owens, or SmackDown instead of Kevin Owens, and let Cody go against Roman.
Because right now, who do they have on SmackDown that could come to Raw and be traded for?
I'm sure there's a couple people. Hell, they could sit there and say The Undertaker just got traded to Raw. You know, like The Undertaker.
You want to talk about something? Speaking of on SmackDown, I found interesting.
Do it. Talk about it. Hold on.
Your girl showed up.
Hold on. Well, there you go.
Your girl showed up.
Who? My girl.
She just came up from AEW.
Jade?
Pulled Bobby to the side and said, "Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?" Don't bring that shit over here.
How's that?
But Jade came up to Bobby Lashley and said, "Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?" So I'm wondering if she's going to join his little organization too. Which I was hoping it was going to be Bianca. I thought Bianca would have made more sense.
Actually, Jade makes more sense. Because Bianca actually does well as a baby face.
But remember, we were talking they're going to turn her heel.
Well, that's what we thought.
I think they still can, because she's still...
Oh, they totally can.
Because
she'd totally be great.
When she lost that match, you could kind of tell she was kind of pissed off. I think that's where her heel's turn starts.
It'll be interesting. But either way, either of those two women can do that.
I think a damn Jade and Bianca tag team would be fucking awesome.
I think it would too. There's your women's tag team champions for a year. The question is, does
Ala Dawn and Alba Fire are going to get it first, though?
Well, no. My question there is, if you were to put the two of them together to win the women's world or tag team champions, do they have the worry and the problems happen that the previous tag team champions have had, where all of a sudden it's like, oh, somebody's injured, oh, somebody has this,
I think while
because even
Cargill, I think while Jade is not a rookie because she was at AEW, I think if they team her with somebody like a Bianca to get into the WWE, into the WWE,
into the NWO,
to the WWE style of wrestling. I think when they break up, I think Jade will be more. She's going to win that women's title, and I can see. I would love to see her against fucking like a Charlotte Flair.
Well, we
You know what I mean?
The rumor already is that Jade is going to be groomed,
and I think that's how they groom her. Put her with Bianca.
But they're going to groom her for a main event match at WrestleMania against Charlotte.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they do it. You might be right. You may be 100% correct, but that's what we keep hearing. We haven't talked about AEW at all.
No, we're still talking. We're still finishing up with WWE.
We got anything else about WWE?
NXT. Wesley's back.
He is.
He's looking for Dom.
Yep.
The Mello and Trick situation with I don't understand what fucking Brian Pillman Jr. is doing.
Who?
Alexis King. I can't.
Alexis King?
I'm wondering. Because he kind of made it like, oh, it could be a newcomer here who's, crazy and da-da-da-da. I'm like, did that motherfucker jump Trick?
No.
I know he didn't. I think it's Mello.
No, I think Trick's going to have to beat him.
I think it was Mello.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Braun Breaker and Von Wagner. Even though Von lost the match, he put Breaker to the table. That's what he's been trying to do.
I mean, all along he said, I'm gonna hurt Braun Breaker. All along he said, I don't care if I win or lose the match, I'm gonna hurt him.
I'm gonna put him through a table.
I'm gonna put him through and he did.
And it was funny. Big joke of, he was like, I don't even care about my candy. Put him through the table. That made me laugh. Because he's always, every time somebody goes to the candy, he through the table, he bitches about his candy. So for him to say, I don't even care about my candy. Put him through the table. That made me laugh. So that's what I got. That's all I got.
All right.
AEW. Because I kind of want to. We were talking about the Samoa Joe thing, and I want to get your thoughts on something. So I want to talk about the end of AEW, and then we'll go backwards. So we were talking about how Joe has been saying. Well, let's start off with this. We'll kind of start in the middle.
You start where you want, and we'll go from there.
Joe beat Keith Lee, which I was like, why not just give Keith Lee the fucking title? If he was just going to do what the fuck he did at the end of that match. So he beat Keith Lee only to say, pretty much,
I'm done with this shit.
So he put the ROH TV title down and said he's going out the match.
And you're not wrong. He did.
Why not just fucking let Keith Lee win? But anyway.
Do you want my opinion?
It was a good match. Why?
Horrible booking.
Yes. All right.
Well, no. But okay, that's where I start. But here's the thing. If you give Keith Lee that belt, does Samoa Joe deserve a chance at Max?
Okay, I see that.
See what I mean?
So he put the belt down, right? Now remember his whole thing though. Keith MJF is going into the pay-per-view. He's got two matches. He's got two matches. He's got to defend the ROH tag team.
Right.
And he's got to defend his title. Joe is like, hey, I can help you out. But if I help you out, I get a shot at that title. So that's why MJF's been pushing it off.
So
I'm gonna let me follow my logic. We know that Adam Cole has said, hey, you need to take Joe up on his offer that can help you win. Right? But MJF knows if I do that, I gotta face Joe for my world title. Hold on. Fast forward to the end of the night. Because I want you.
I'm okay with it. I'm trying to cough.
Sorry.
And you keep going. No, hold on. And I'm like.
Oh no, I thought you were trying to interject. So at the end of the night, the Bang Bang Gang, whatever, the Bang Bang Pussies, they win. MJF comes out of the crowd, right?
Right.
He's in the ring cutting a promo. The Acclaim gets jumped, right, by the dude, by all the dudes dressed in black, and then they have the Devil pop up at the end. Did you hear what the announcer said?
No,
I picked up on it. They were like, everybody who helps MJF gets jumped by these people. Who is telling MJF, hey, I want to be the one to help you? So what I'm thinking is, and when MJF went back there, who's the first person that got in his face? Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe was backstage. You think he could have had that devil mask on and pulled it off and got right when MJF got back there to face him? Do you think Joe is the devil, that dude in the mask?
It's a really...
I didn't put that together until they said everybody who aligns themselves to help MJF pretty much gets fucked up.
It's a really good idea. But how many people is it? How many people is it?
Well, I'm saying it's Joe in the devil mask. I don't know who the fuck was jumping him. I think it's Joe orchestrating it.
Because what did we see this week? We saw
Roddy Strong take off his glasses and fling him off camera.
Well, no. But at the end of the night, who did we see get beat up?
The Acclaim.
Who?
The Acclaim. Bowen.
Specifically.
We saw Bowen go to that sugar glass.
Did we see him go through it?
You saw the dude throw through the fucking glass.
Well, I just remember seeing.
No, they showed him. They showed.
Oh, they showed him throwing.
They showed because he hit Daddy ass, then he grabbed Caster, but then they grabbed and they were like, oh, it's Bowen. The dude picked Bowen up and threw him to the glass.
So everybody that's helped MJF has now been hurt.
Yes.
So who do you think it is?
I don't know who the masked men are. I still think it's Joe. The masked men, before, I was thinking it was fucking Taven and Roddy and the other dude. That's what I thought it was.
I mean, they still make the most sense. But you know who the number one guy now? Like, and you've been telling me that one guy makes more sense than the others.
Yeah.
No, one guy.
Who's the devil?
Who's not there every week. You've been telling me.
I forgot who I said now.
Adam Cole.
And the devil mask, you think? Yeah, I did say that because I thought maybe he was getting back together with Roddy and the Kingdom.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you.
But Roddy, he's been on the FaceTime.
Adam!
But he's been on
which, by the way, let's be real, has been the best thing going.
That and when they were in the ring, get ready to announce.
Adam!
Wasn't it? I guess Tasha was in the ring, get ready to announce somebody, and she's about to make the announcement here. Tasha! And they roll him down the thing. I'm like, this bitch just hollers everybody.
I mean, he's been like, Renee! Renee!
MJF was like, why are you yelling?
Oh, when MJF was like, Roddy, I'm literally right in front of you. What the fuck do you... And I think he actually said, what the shit is going on, man? Like just so he...
And then Adam keeps hanging up on him. And every time so he's...
Okay, so I do want to point out that this week on TV, Max sat there and said, "Oh, Adam's calling me. You mind if we put it up on the big screen?" And then he walked off, and his screen was still on with Adam Cole.
I guess that Bluetooth was heavy. That Bluetooth was strong.
Remember that this is also the company that Wardlow was apparently watching the TV that didn't have a plug.
No, I'll tell you when they really fucked up. When they had the band playing, but wasn't unplugged in. Like the amps weren't plugged in. And I'm a musician. I notice shit like this. So the guitars, I get, because you get wireless with the guitars, but the amps, they fucked around and showed the back of the amp. There's no plug in that amp. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I'm telling you, like last week, apparently Wardlow was watching TV that didn't have any plugs in it. Like it was just a black TV.
I don't remember that. I gotta go back and look at that.
You do, but
Adam,
this week, Adam Cole is sitting there on TV. Max walks off with his phone. Wouldn't it disconnect?
Well, I mean, it's Bluetooth, man.
He said it was his phone. It's gonna disconnect.
Well, you can cast your phone.
You can, but if you walk far enough away, it just goes off.
Yeah,
like it's done.
I'm trying to help.
I know,
but
by the way, these are things I'm going to tell you right now. I do not think WWE would make these mistakes.
Oh, WWE has had a DJ up there one time. His turntables weren't plugged in.
I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. But this type of stuff,
yeah,
I don't think that they would make that mistake.
WWE had somebody lip sync one time, which I get live performances, but
absolutely,
but it was obvious. At least they didn't even try. That group didn't even try. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? I think they were drunk because they did, because it was a song there, and she was like, she did the first verse and then it got to the chorus and it was the second verse and her lips were singing the first verse again because I was like, that bitch is lip syncing.
That type of shit happens. Yeah. But let's be real, man. Like this type of stuff, like a screen being turned off and what
you got to be the little nuances that. But again, WWE's been at it a while. You know what I mean?
Correct. Although in 5 years,
so still, yeah, WWE.
5 years, AEW should know not to.
50 years, I guess. WWE's been.
Yeah, but 5 years, AEW should know not to have a blank TV screen. Okay.
So, a lot of it's running together. The collision.
What? Can I talk about one?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I was.
We really haven't talked about stuff. So this week.
Oh, the Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho. Is that you? Yeah. The young.
You know exactly what I want to talk about. The golden jet.
That's probably you, Chris. It's like are your shits in our locker room. Hey, Chris. Oh, by the way,
I have my own locker room.
He's trying to take credit. Well, all four of us started this. He goes, no, the three of us started this, and you came on after. They were just going. They're being the bitches that I always knew they were. So does that mean I was going face and the Bucks are going?
I want you to fully break that down, but Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega,
were minding their own business, trying to give an interview.
Well, they also had a really cool video game promo.
Yes. And that game, is that on computer?
No, it's on. Well, it probably is, but it's on Xbox and PlayStation.
Is it?
It is. It is.
I hadn't even heard of it.
Yeah,
it looks cool.
And Don Callis is sitting there doing this whole promo, and then all of a sudden, they're
splicing in video game footage,
and then splicing in Kenny Omega. And then Kenny Omega's like, Don, let me just tell you, this isn't going to be one of these one of these video game moments. This is gonna be blah blah blah, and of course Jericho's with him and whatever. But then they cut to Kenny Omega, Jericho, and the Bucks.
No, the wasn't Omega and Jericho trying to do an interview. The Bucks come in.
Right. And what happens?
The bitches come in.
Yeah, what happens?
No, because I was like,
just throw it down, man. Throw it down, bro.
I was kind of half asleep when it happened. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Then I realized what was happening. Because at first, the Bucks came in and they were talking shit, and Omega wasn't saying anything. It was Jericho and the Bucks going at each other. And then they're like, you know what? And the Bucks like, you know what? We challenge you guys. You guys think you're a good tag team? We challenge Golden Jets. Who came up there? That was probably you, Chris. We cut and he's like, yeah. He goes, okay. And Jericho's like, okay, if we win, you give up your number one tag team title shots to me and Kenny. Kenny still ain't said shit. And the Bucks were like, I forget what they wanted if they win, if the Bucks, oh yeah, well we win, then you bring up those little Golden Jets because we're the greatest tag team. And then Kenny, I don't know what the fuck happened. He just woke up. Oh, you want to fight? It'll be the same thing. He goes, you guys never beat me. I beat you before. You guys think you're a good tag team? We'll see. And he started kind of like talking shit, but not talking shit. I'm like, oh damn. And then he just kind of walked away. I'm like, oh fuck, is the Elite breaking up?
Well, it's weird because we talked about it a couple weeks ago. We said, why did the Elite get together if they're going to start like imploding? And they immediately got together and then they imploded, right? Because I mean, even like, and let's be real, like Swerve went against, who was it that he beat this week? I don't even remember who it was.
I don't remember, but I know the fucking Hangman came out and tried to kill him.
Hangman literally sat there and looked like he was trying to kill him and said, I'm gonna fucking kill you, like 6 times.
And it makes sense.
That entire, like, I am down with the whole like Hangman versus Swerve thing. Like, you came into my house. I'm
Settle Meadow. That's what he.
Oh yeah. It was.
When he grabbed that bitch like this and had his tongue. I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, when he grabbed his tongue, and it looked like he like. I was like, and then he did like a
yeah.
And he grabbed his. I was like, that motherfucker's like. I don't even know what he's doing at this point, but that motherfucker is actually saying, "Hey, I'm gonna pull this motherfucker's tongue out of his mouth."
That was a good match. That could have gone either way.
It was a good. Well,
the way they had it,
it could have gone either way.
Penta though had him a couple times, but you knew Swerve was going to win.
Correct, but and you know what? There's the thing. See, in WWE, you wouldn't have known Swerve was going to win. Because if Hangman came down before the end of the match, it would not have meant that Swerve was going to win.
He fucking cracked him with that chair.
But when he grabbed his fucking tongue in the middle of I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, is he trying to pull his tongue out of his mouth?
That and when Paige did that fucking dead eye off the stage through that table, because he didn't even look. He just grabbed him and jumped. I'm like, you could have killed him. He didn't even fucking look.
Dude, I don't think he cared.
He didn't fucking look.
I don't think he cared. I think that they probably practiced it once before the night happened, and he just went.
No, he was behind him. The dead eye is when he.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I think he just like, and nobody knew, like, because when you looked at Swerve did not look healthy.
He looked hurt. I think he looked hurt. That wasn't script.
Did not look healthy. But I gotta say,
it brought him the realest.
I find it weird, okay? And tell me how you feel about this, Tino. Swerve was not a guy that was probably in the top 10 of people that you would be thinking is ready to go after a world championship. But now, after all of this, suddenly he's just there.
Because you know they're going to have, so Swerve won the first one. They're going to have him in part 2. Hangman's going to win that. Then it's going to hinge on the rubber match.
Well, I don't even know if it's going to be that. I'm more worried that it's going to be like look at MJF. MJF is looking at Samoa Joe, and who else? Wardlow.
He's got a couple coming out there. I can't remember.
But why wouldn't these guys?
And what's his name? He's got coming up. He'll beat him at the pay per view. Jay White. Fucking Garcia came out and had a good. That I thought Garcia was going to shake his hand. He tried twice because
Garcia had a great match.
I found it interesting.
Let's talk about that.
Before even the match, he goes, "Are you a sports entertainer?" And the way he did it, I was like, "Oh shit,
sports entertainer."
He said, "Or are you a pro wrestler?" He goes, "I'm a pro wrestler.
Tonight, I'm a pro wrestler."
And so, but I think Garcia's getting ready to turn on the.
They've been doing that for a while.
No, but it's getting stronger and stronger. You notice he's coming out to his own music again. He put on that.
It was a good match.
Yeah,
it was a good match. Those two went toe to toe, and at the end,
MJF tried to shake his hand, and he doesn't ever do that
twice.
Show respect, MJF. Show respect.
Well, we say he doesn't ever try to do that, but if you remember, in the middle of the match, he goes, what did he say?
Sportsmanship, but you know
sportsmanship.
But that was
the entire
like that.
Crowd,
because he had the same mind. You knew he was going to do something.
But the whole crowd was sportsmanship. And they
poked him in the eye.
And they poked him in the eye, which should have been disqualification.
Nah, shut up.
Just saying.
But so yeah, so that was a Garcia. We talked about the Penta Swerve.
No.
Briscoe, Jay White.
Why is Briscoe in a main event?
That wasn't the main event.
That was the main event last night.
Because it's Briscoe, dude. He's back from injury.
No, that's not because of Briscoe. It's because they're literally going, okay, Jay White needs a win, and we're going to take somebody that we know we can have him beat. That's all it was.
And we talked about the Samoa Joe match. Then the Red Velvet and Julia Hart.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now.
Julia Hart's fucking gotten better.
Not only is she hot,
she's gotten better. She reminds me of the Mandy Rose. The way she was eye candy.
You're saying her ramp up.
Yeah.
Dude, she's 13-1 in 2023. Her only loss is to Chris Statlander. And if you listen to the crowd when she walks out, they are behind her. And I am literally going, how does she not just like win? But the way that she won with that, she did a what do they call it? The backflip.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, got the win. And then all of a sudden, Statlander and
Sky Blue came out first.
Sky Blue came out first, and they just stared at each other. And I don't know what was going on because they really haven't explained it.
Well, if you look, the way she looked at her, she was all in Sky Blue's face, and she was kind of like looking. It's kind of like she was looking to see. Remember, because Sky Blue for a while when she got that mist paint in her eye. It's kind of like I think Jules looking to see if there was any.
But Julia kind of had a smile, but when Statlander came down,
Willow came down. They all
Julia left. So you're right. They both came down at the same time, but Julia left. And the whole time, I really was just expecting her to, like, smile. And she didn't. And I was like,
you said Julia?
yeah. But I'll tell you what. And here's the thing, guys. I'm a dude. You're a dude.
Last time I checked.
Last time you checked. Julia Hart, her little dumpy butt. I was like, I'm into this. The entire match that she had. And then when she got done, I was like, all right. Like, she was just, I looked at this girl and I was like, okay, the first couple times I watched her, I didn't really think that she had anything special. They started putting that weird hat on her and she got the weird lighting through the hat and whatever. And okay, now all of a sudden she's got a character. But the chick actually has put the effort in to making good matches. But I can't help but look. I can't help it, dude. And
Lee Moore, he'll kick your ass.
let him. I'll let him. I will say, thank you, sir. May I have another? Because Julia Hart not only is probably, and I'll say this, like, if we were coming up with our best new improved wrestlers of 2023, I would probably put her at number 1 or number 2. She has gone from nowhere on the radar.
And Mandy Rose.
Oh, 100%. However, Mandy Rose would actually still be on the list because when did she go away?
She was on top.
But she was. But what I mean is, like, she went away like July, right? Like I don't remember when the actual, but she came from nowhere, and all of a sudden she was like, "Holy shit! She's the best women's wrestler in NXT, bar none, no questions asked." And I'm going to tell you, I look at Julia Hart right now, and I'm like, why is she not the TBS Women's Champion?
She will.
That's what my point is.
She will.
Is like she has literally gone from nothing to having 13 or 14 total matches, and she's 13-1.
Mm-hmm.
And the only match she has lost is to the champion.
Yeah.
Now remember, this is AEW where they separate the 2 women's championships by a far margin, and there's no reason to understand it. They've kind of started mixing them a little bit, but there's no reason why she's not going to beat Statlander at this point. Am I wrong?
No.
Like, she has, and Statlander's great. She is a really good female wrestler, but has she done what Julia Hart's done over the last 6 months? You see this, folks. So, like, who deserves that TBS championship? Now, granted, does Statlander deserve to be going after Sheeta and Tony Storm and all? Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. But no female Sky Blue, maybe. Red Velvet last night when they sat there and they said when they talked about her coming down to the ring and then she lost to Julie Hart. I was like, there's no, like nobody. And then they had all of the other women come down, and I was like, that's everybody that's not going after the actual Women's World Heavyweight Championship. That's everybody that should be going after, like Willow Nightingale should be going after the Women's World Championship. Chris Statlander should be going after the Women's World Championship. Why are they not? Tino, tell me, please. No. Tell everybody.
I don't know. I agree with you. I don't know why. But I do want to talk about a couple more things.
Let's do it. Julia Hart deserves to be the TBS Women's Championship. Am I right?
Yes. The passion, and you never seen that of them, that Orange Cassidy did in that promo.
Wow, okay.
Talking about
John Moxley.
He's like,
sure.
He's like, I got this belt. But pretty much he's saying it doesn't mean shit because
until I beat.
He said, you left me in a pool of my own blood when you took this title. He said, so I've got this title back, but it doesn't mean anything until I beat you. I like the promo. I like the passion. I like the seriousness. He wasn't in that comedy. All that comedy shit was dropped.
He was still slow-mo and everything else. But you're 100% right. My question is, does he win that match?
I think he has to.
Has to. Doesn't mean he does.
I think he does. I think he has to if he wants to go through that. You know how we always say your gimmick gets stale, so they got to tweak it every now and again. I think he can keep some of that comedy, but he's got to have a killer instinct too. And I think Moxley brings that out of him. So I think he does. Now, is it going to be easy? No. But I think he pulls it out. I think he beats Moxley.
I want him to beat Moxley. And obviously I think we have another week before we actually make these finalized predictions. But the problem I have with this is that Tony Khan has favorites. We know who they are.
But I think,
and Orange should be one of them.
He should be. I think that Tony, and we've discussed this, and looking at his past track record, everybody that he puts a belt on, 9 times out of 10, is an ex-WWE guy. I've been saying forever he needs to push his homegrown talent because these WWE guys aren't going to be around forever.
Do me a favor. Sell me and sell them on what you're saying, because I agree. Orange.
AEW is slow, and I hate to admit it because I like AEW, but they are a wish WCW. Everything that WCW, it's like they took what WCW did, and they're doing the same thing. WCW took all these ex-WWE guys because they thought, they brought the name and they brought the name recognition, but they were also older. And I hate to say it, they were older. They had young talent
Edge,
there.
Christian, Sting, Ric Flair.
Edge didn't go to WCW.
I'm saying that they all went to AEW.
Yes. Bring them to AEW. Bring the Edges. Bring the Stings. Bring the Christians to enhance your younger homegrown guys. Yes, I'm not saying don't have WWE talent. Use them for their name. And like we always talk about, the casual person watching wrestling will like, hey, that's such and such from WWE. I know that guy. Use them for that, but use them to give the homegrown Orange Cassidys, the Darby Allens, the fucking MJFs, the all these homegrown AEW. Use them to give them the rub so they can become
the fuck's
household
Britt Baker,
names.
man?
I think she's hurt. But you've got Toni Storm, which she's WCW, WWE. Toni Storm, Ruby Soho,
still WWE.
Saraya,
Still WWE.
WWE. You got it on Sheeta, right?
Sheeta was homegrown.
She's homegrown.
First,
use those three WWE people to help lift Sheeta. So she won the belt from Saraya. Fucking Paige. I hate fucking Paige. She won the belt from Paige.
Whoever, just say her name.
She beat Ruby, right? So yes, so they're helping elevate her. Now, Toni Storm is a different story, only because I like Tony's gimmick so far. Tony's has reinvented herself, but I think that she can still help. And if they pass it back and forth,
can we talk about her for a second?
Toni Storm is
yes.
on a fucking roll.
She
has fucking done
by the way, she is a tremendous female wrestler.
Yes.
Was a soon-to-be women's champion in NXT. Got called up to the main roster and let go after Vince McMahon required her to cut her hair.
Mm-hmm.
Then shows up in AEW. Wins the AEW Women's World Championship. Didn't change anything about who she was.
She didn't wear the little thing under her eye and the ball caps as she did in WWE.
I mean, she had the one strip under her eye and shit like that.
In AEW?
Yeah. She didn't do anything different. She just was a good female wrestler. And then she lost.
And lost her mind.
She didn't have the belt. Saraya won the belt. And everybody was like, well, what's up with Toni Storm? And I'm going to tell you, out of everybody in AEW wrestling, Toni Storm is the one character and the one pro wrestler that reinvented themselves to be special so far. Now, MJF already was special. He knows it. He got himself there. He did it. But the one that came in from WWE that has made themselves fucking special, Tino.
Totally different from any character that she was in WWE or any character that's in AEW right now. She is.
I don't think it's totally different than what was seen by and here's why I say this. WWE required her to cut her hair. Right? They did. She cut her hair. But they didn't know what else to do with her at that point. Since being in AEW, she kept the short hair. And then all of a sudden,
she started wearing the smeared makeup and she lost her mind.
something happened where she said, I'm Marilyn Monroe. I am
Timeless.
the star. I am timeless. I am this. I am. And I don't know what it was. I don't know how it happened. And well, actually, I do know exactly what it was. And I know exactly how it happened. It was her throwing the fucking shoe.
Dude. She went from losing her mind, then she would come out crazy, looking crazy with her hair in the roller. Remember, one roller in her hair with the lipstick smeared. Then she started throwing the shoe.
But when she threw the shoe, what did she say?
Watch out for the shoe.
She literally made it part of what she said.
But what changed it? So it was little things. Then she started coming out with the curls. Then it started the Marilyn Monroe. Then she started doing the vignettes. Remember she started doing the black and white. And I said the week before they did it, what would make it perfect, they're making old movies, if they had the lips moving and they had the words and they did the shit.
Well, hold on. It wasn't even that. Like you're getting ahead of yourself. Because when they had the moment that became like a TikTok and everything else that said, watch for the shoe. And she threw the shoe and it came and almost hit the announcer. That was number one. You're right, because you and I talked about how I was like,
because you didn't know what was going on, and I was like, because
let's explain that. Let's explain that.
So you didn't know what was going on, and I told you they were doing the black and white skits, right?
Let's explain that to these guys.
Okay, so the first week they did the Tony Storm picture-in-picture,
the black and white vignette.
Rob was at the bar, so he didn't understand what was going on, and I told him they were doing the silent movies.
But I was mad because I was watching her just going like this with what's his face from the Hey EW show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did they literally just stop her from having like an actual real moment? And you were like, no.
So it was like at first it started. So it was music. Well, when I went back and watched on YouTube, it was just the music and her doing it. And I said, if they're gonna do that, I said, well, make it perfect if they did the words like they did in old. And then the next week they started doing it, right?
And the next week it literally had the black and white old school, like 1920s.
Exactly what I said. So I'm like, all right,
absolutely, and that's both of us.
Yeah, and so
because when you explained it to me, I was like, it'd be so much better if it had words.
I said that.
No, I said to you, I was like, it'd be so much better if there were words involved, and you were like, you mean like the old 1950s? And I was like, yes. And you're like, yes, they need to do that. And then the next week.
And then it's more to, like I still, it's my favorite.
So you agree? We both.
Yes. No, I said it first. I'm gonna let you have it because you're drunk. Then my favorite part now is when she comes down. So everything else is in color, but when they pan to her, it's black and white. And that shit.
Did you see her last night when she sat there and she goes, it's all about the shoe, and like she didn't slap the shoe out of her.
She's like, at first, in the first part, they were sitting there and Tony's like, don't adjust your sets. But then when he got back, they're like, Tony, how did you know you're in black and white?
No. But when she just slapped the shoe out of her hand.
But she goes, as they say, after she signed it. No. You got to go to the whole thing when they were signing the contract. She goes, and she signs it, and she gives it to Sheeta, and Sheeta goes, and Tony's like, yeah, she let this spin on it. And she went, and then she goes, as they say, head back, tits out. And she goes, and watch for the shoe. And then she just smacks the shit out of it.
She slapped the shoe out of her hand, and she's like,
that was so.
It's the best part of AEW right now. Am I wrong?
No.
And Tony Storm even said, I expect to be the first 3-time women's AEW world champion. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't see any reason.
She's not gonna be the first time. She was already 3 times. Yes, that's what she was saying in her promo last night. She goes, "I wanted to be the first 3 times, and then you came up." So she does 3 times. She's the first 3-time champion. She won it at COVID. Then she lost it. Then she won it again and lost it to Saraya, and then she won it back. It's 3 times. Her first title reign was during COVID when there was nobody in the arenas. Yeah, she is a 3-time champion. You look it up.
I'll look it up.
Because we can go back after you can watch the promo.
I mean, you could be right, but just keep talking. Just keep talking so that we don't ruin this.
He's gonna look up that I'm right. She does.
That's fine. That's fine. You can be right.
And so that's going to be a good match. I think that I think it's a foregone conclusion that Toni Storm right now she's going to win that title from Sheeta. What else happened? I'm trying to think. So we know that I was surprised that Sting and Darby Allin came down when they came to that tag match. I almost expected fucking Ric Flair to be walking out with them.
I expected that too,
but he did.
He did not.
Then you got Didn't you have? Oh, the MJF match. One of the other funny parts was too when MJF did the Garcia dance when he's like, that was funny in the middle of the match. Dynamite was a good show this week. I was pleasantly surprised. It was actually a good show. They had a lot of good matches, a lot of good plot building towards the pay-per-view, and that's something that I think that they've missed. It's been hit or miss. I think they're getting better at that consistency and building towards the pay-per-view and having everything make sense. I'm kind of waiting to see. Because we're was it not this Saturday, but next Saturday? How far are we from the full whatever pay-per-view?
Full Gear is this weekend, I believe, and then next weekend is Survivor Series.
If the Full Gear is this weekend, then they got to hurry up and get MJF and Samoa Joe together.
Well, we'll see.
Full Gear is this weekend.
I thought it was the 17th, 18th. Oh, next week, and then the week after that is okay.
Full Gear
next weekend.
2023
next weekend.
It doesn't.
Next weekend.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then the weekend after that, because Michael Cole made sure to mention the weekend of Thanksgiving's.
No, Full Gear is September 18th. Saturday, November 18th.
So that's next weekend.
Damn.
Yeah, and then the weekend after that is Survivor Series.
So yeah, so they've got I guess next week. Because they could do it on Collision. They really don't do a whole lot of shit on Rampage. I think Collision and Dynamite right now are their main shows that they have serious shit on the Rampage.
Correct.
Throw away.
Correct.
Which is sad, but that's it. That's what I got. I'm done.
I do want to mention something that is not pro wrestling related or typically something we would talk about.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I don't like when you do that.
You freak me out when you do that. I'm like, what the fuck?
The SAG-AFTRA.
Oh, that's over. Thank God. But that I think it's too late for them to show. So all the shows that came out in the fall are you gonna do mid-season like spring?
They will. However, SAG-AFTRA actually did sign their agreement. To my understanding, the AI stuff that they were talking about, the artificial intelligence stuff, is if they utilize somebody who has passed away and they utilize their likeness in that. The interesting thing about it is that they're supposed to utilize them in a way that the money goes to the family and the estate. So, like, if somebody passed away,
like Ducky on NCIS, for example. So when they come back, instead of saying, "Hey, Ducky passed," they can use an AI to put like kind of like they did at Coachella with Tupac, the hologram.
kind of, but more like, let's say, 25 years down the road, Iron Man comes back in a Marvel movie, and Robert Downey Jr. has passed away. They can put Robert Downey Jr.'s voice and whatever into it.
So if they did like another Black Panther, well, they already established that he passed.
Chadwick could, yes, if the family agrees to it. Now, it'll be interesting to see what exactly else has gone into the SAG-AFTRA contract because like they wanted the floor of people in SAG-AFTRA to get better pay based on the hours worked and everything else. So it's interesting, and the details have not come out, but
that was holding off your comment that they turned into a show.
No, we were independent, so we weren't actually part of SAG-AFTRA, but people in SAG-AFTRA might be part of it, and now they'll be able to talk about it. So,
what about Hills? I wonder if that frees them up there. If they can go to another channel, can they talk about it? And remember, that's what fucked up Hills and Stars.
They will be able to talk about it starting Monday, I believe.
So hopefully, they fucking go to another channel.
Well, yeah, and Tino, you saw when, like, I sat there and said, "Hey, did you watch all of it?" And you're like, "Yes, watched all of it." And I was like, "Good," because it's been completely removed from Stars. They completely removed Heels. And that's just wrong.
Yeah.
The show was good.
Fucking not that bad. Cliffhanger. You can't leave me like that.
Well, but even still, I mean, like, even if the show gets ended, like, at least let people watch it.
Yeah.
Because the second season was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Other things, Tino, you and I have been talking about a show called The Irrational.
Oh, dude, that's my show.
Go ahead and talk about it.
Oh no,
real quick.
Jesse Martin, who played on Flash, he played
the dad.
The dad on Flash is a psychology professor, and he uses his skills to help pretty much solve crimes. And I was saying how accurate it is, a lot of the stuff that he does, because I have psychology. But I'm like, yeah, that's true. And because I was telling Rob, a lot of times, you sit down and you watch like a Grey's Anatomy or a firefighter show, and they're like, it's not quite like that. The Irrational is pretty spot on and accurate. And we also watched Found too. We were talking about Found, and that's just the show is Zach Morris locked up in the basement.
When he says Zach Morris, he's talking about Mark Paul Gosselaar, who played Zach Morris in
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell, like all three versions of
and
it.
All the TV movies
and all the and what I thought was great about that one is that the very first time you see a commercial for it, it's like they sit there and they go, and you'll never guess who's actually trapped in the basement. And you're like, what? And then it's like you see him and you're like, Zach Morris?
Yep. Where's Kelly Kapowski? Where's Slater?
Like you know that somewhere he's killed one of them. Yeah. But no, the show is actually really good. It's a little cheesy. It's a little okay. So you want to know where okay. So first of all, I want to point out this show that we're talking about, Found, is from the Greg Berlanti group, the same ones that did all of the Arrowverse shows.
And I didn't realize that till you told me.
But the one that plays the cop, okay, Brett Dalton, was in a show called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Okay.
which is a Marvel show.
Mm.
My question to you is, and this is a question that I've actually posted on Twitter because I'm like, I don't get it. Why is this dude downplayed in terms of his sexuality? Like, he is an attractive guy, and yet they make sure that his hair is like dumpy, and
Are
they
you
make
talking about the actual cop or her guy that like her bodyguard, the bodyguard
the cop,
Okay.
the cop in the show.
Okay.
Like the very first episode, he had his hair up and he had just the mustache, like the light mustache coming in. And then all of a sudden, when they went to the show, they had his hair dumpy and everything else. And suddenly they're trying to like downplay his sexuality. And
if you can't look better than Zach Morris,
who every time they show him, even though dude can't even like
she shaved it.
She
She
one
cut his
episode
hair.
she shaved him, but even though he can't clean himself up, he still looks better than every other man in the show. What now?
He put in his contract. He said, I know I'm in the basement, bitch, but I'm still the best looking bitch on this show.
But
Including
seriously,
the women.
Brett Dalton is an attractive man, and he's the one trying to pick up the Gabby.
They had something, and you know
they've had multiple moments where he's like
they used to date. If you picked up on it, they used to.
Yes.
Yeah.
But even still, every time they show him, he look like. Are they going to tell us that he is a drug addict at some point? Because I'm telling you,
I didn't even notice that.
he's got this like drawn down, like his hair is always like doing this, and he just looks ragged.
I never noticed that.
This week's episode was the first episode that I saw him where he did not look like that. But by the end of the episode, when he showed up at her house and said, "Hey,"
I didn't see it. Shut up. I hadn't watched it yet. Shut up. I told you. I haven't watched either one of the new ones yet.
I'll put it this way. He had his hair this way again.
Okay.
After at the beginning of the episode, he had it like all nice and looked good.
All right.
I was like, are you serious? Again? But anyways, Tino.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah. It's time to go.
Because I want to show you how they do Anthony Bowen's the glass, because you didn't see it.
I did not see it, so you're gonna have to show it to me. But let me pull up the music. You can go ahead and tell everybody how to reach us. You can tell everybody how to reach us.
Shut up! I heard you the first time. I'm right here, motherfucker.
I love you.
Why are you hollering? Adam!
Adam!
Anyway, you can reach this jackass on the Twitter. He is Rob.
Adam!
Shut up! Your neighbors are asleep.
Tino!
You're Rob Potcheck. I'm Rudy Fan 91. We're Potsy and Tino on Twitter. Potsy and Tino Show on Facebook. You can catch me on Instagram. I'm not fucking talking anymore. Instagram, I'm SC Tino. He is a bunch. Rob Potsy.
Rob Potsy.
Yeah, Rob Potsy. Rob Potsy. He knows who he is. I can't remember all your fucking handles. You got too many.
Rob Potsy. That's it.
You got damn Insta.
Yeah,
Snapchat,
but it's either Rob Potsy or Rob Potsy on all of them.
Twitch, Bumble.
It's one or the other. Bumble.
Tinder. You know your fucking handle.
You trying to get me a wife? What is going on here? Tyndall.
Christian Mason.
Christian Mingle. Farmers only.
He's the one with the cowboy hat and straw hanging out his mouth. Anyway, we're here each and every week on the YouTube, right here on Pots and Pan Network. You can please like, subscribe, thumbs up, buy our shit. See you next week. I mean, why would I let him keep going? Adam! Potsy! Tino! Tino! Zach! Nicole! Gordon! What hurts?